Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and we are the scouting staff for this season's Hula Bowl. Today, this interview is sponsored by Carl Black Orlando, Orlando's premier Chevy, Buick, and GMC dealership. They offer an extensive inventory on new and pre owned vehicles. Stop by today just off of East Colonial Drive. Today, I have with me Mike Greene. He's a defensive lineman out of James Madison University.
What's up,
How's
man?
your
How you
day
doing?
going, buddy?
It's going good. How about you?
Doing well, man. Obviously, you just finished off, your last season there at JMU. Um, pretty decent career, overall. I mean, being named, all conference several times, All American a few times. But before we get to chatting about all that, give me just a brief background of you and your history, if you don't mind. Maybe tell me where you're from and how you got there to JMU.
I've lived in Richmond, Virginia all my life, about 2 hours away from JMU, down south. Um, I've been playing football since started kind of late. I started around like 11, 10, 11, and been playing ever since. But I used to play offensive line. I played offensive line up until I got into college. I played center and guard, and I moved to defensive line I think sophomore. Kind of my freshman year, but I started my sophomore year. And been playing defensive line since, and been playing all across the D line, D end, D tackle, nose, everything. And football is really my first love. Just fell in love with it. Fell in love with the work ethic. Fell in love with the competition. Fell in love with everything. And then me and my siblings, we all play football. And then my little sister does gymnastics. We all play sports, so we're all competitive. We all go back and forth and try to set the bar high for each other. So football is really my first love, and that's what I've been doing ever since. I got some other talents too. I've been like when I was younger, before I started playing football, I used to do like extreme sports, all kind of stuff, skateboarding, BMX biking, all kind of stuff. But then I fell in love with football and basketball, and then sports just took over my life.
Gotcha. I mean, obviously, your coaches probably don't want you doing any of those
Yeah,
extreme
that's
sports
done.
anymore.
That's done.
So,
That's done.
so that's completely done. Mike, I mean, obviously, we felt that you're a great talent and prospect at the next level, and wanted to invite you to the Hula Bowl, which is going to be in Orlando,
Right.
this season. So, really just looking forward to that. I want you to hear what one of our scouts had to say about you in his eval. So hear me out on this. I mean, um, uh, a player who has aligned on multiple spots on the defensive line, again, just like you had said, has good quickness and acceleration with above average hip flexibility, along with above average foot speed, shows above average hand placement at the point of attack, uh, and sound gap discipline, keeps leverage and holds his ground well. So, kind of hearing that, and maybe even just kind of what you feel about yourself as a prospect. What do you feel like is the best thing going for you, as an NFL prospect these days?
I think my strength is just being an all-around D lineman. I think I can play every single position on D line, D end, D tackle, and nose. I can play the run. That's what I. Because when I came over from offensive line, I didn't really know much about D line, so I kind of like had to fill it out for that first year. But after that, it was just smooth sailing. I kind of learned how to pass rush for my coaches, Coach Heatherman, Coach Hanson, Coach Jackson. Those are my guys, and they taught me a lot throughout my career at JMU. So I think just me being a all around defensive lineman, being able to play every single down. I think I'm really good against the run. That's what I kind of like base my game off of early, and then I can like pull pass moves off of that because I'm quick and I can move around offensive lineman. I can use my hands and make things work. So I think just me being an all around defensive lineman, being able to play every single position. I think that's probably my biggest strength.
Yeah, I mean, I do remember you really playing the edge in like a four eye, scheme there, and I think this year you mainly played like the three technique, kind of on the
Right.
interior there. So, some interesting size for you, maybe about 6'3", 290, 295.
Yeah,
So
295.
when you look at a player like yourself, is there maybe a player in the league that you're trying to maybe aspire to be? Like, who are your fans at the next level that play your position?
We don't have the same body type. He's a little bit shorter than me, but my favorite player to watch, and who I think I kind of resemble a little bit is Grady Jarrett for the Falcons. He plays really quick. He can play burst of run in, burst of pass, plays nose, three technique. He can do a little bit of everything. And he just is disruptive. He can cause havoc in the backfield, make plays before they even he's jetting through pools, he's beating the offensive lineman before they even get to the block. So I think that would probably be my greatest comparison in the NFL right now.
Interesting. So I mean, again, picking a guy who may not have ideal size, but
Right.
certainly plays like all over, like on the defensive line, very gritty player as well. So um, let's talk about JMU football, man. JMU football is really happening lately. I mean, a lot of excitement down there now. I mean, again, you guys typically always in the conversation for an FCS national champion, but here soon it's gonna actually be for like what is it like you guys are moving into the Sun Belt.
Yeah,
Uh,
moving into the Sun Belt now,
Talk to
moving up
me a little bit
FBS.
about that and how that's going to be progressing over the next few years.
It's a huge move for JMU. Just at JMU as a school, I think we're going to grow a lot from the move to the Sun Belt, and it shows all the hard work that football has been putting in all the sports actually. All our sports, we try to be the best. We was basically the best in the CAA for so many years, and now it's showing that our hard work and we can now go up to FBS and get to shot at those bowl games, get to shot at those national championships, and I think it's huge for JMU, and I think it's going to be a great move. And I think it just like I said, it shows all of our work.
Yeah, I mean, I had the opportunity to go out there to one of y'all's games this season. I mean, really just an amazing atmosphere. It's like it
Right? Yeah,
seemed like everybody in town was there. It was nuts, completely
yeah,
sold out. Like screaming fans everywhere. It was such a great experience, and trying to think about that on the Sun Belt stage is going to be kind of fun. It's going to be really
mm,
fun. Having guys like out there like Appalachian State, being able to play against them on a regular basis. I mean, it's going to be a whole lot of fun for sure. So definitely looking forward to the years to come there at JMU for real. So um, who there is kind of gonna be, I guess, the front runner, going into like the following season? Who there that we need to keep an eye on?
definitely our D line and some our defense as a whole. Our defense as a whole, we got some good guys coming back. Person played beside me, Isaac Ukwu, defensive end. He led the team in sacks last year and had a lot of TFLs. He's a pass rusher. He could do a little bit of everything, and he drops some coverage. I think Isaac is going to be a good NFL prospect next year. We got some younger guys in the D line. We got Tony Thurston. He plays nose. He's a stout run stopper. He plays hard in there. Our linebackers, Diamante Tucker Dorsey. I think he was first team All Conference and All American this year. He's a stout linebacker. He makes plays. He just knows how to get around and make plays. And we got a lot of people coming back next year, and they're gonna do their thing in the Sun Belt Conference.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the coaches there, the recruiting staff, it seems like year in and year out, they're able to build a quality roster and really compete with anybody. So,
All right.
again, definitely looking forward to the years to come for JMU football. So, let's talk about you and just kind of like your normal everyday grind. I mean, obviously, you got a gift, get after it, try and better yourself. It seems as if you've really gotten after it in the weight room. Putting on a little bit of weight there. So let's talk about that for a second. I mean, obviously, you got to get after it there. What's your mentality? Kind of getting into the weight room. How has that really helped you on the field? Let's just kind of start a little bit with you sharing maybe your favorite lift.
My favorite lift is definitely power clean. Anything clean, anything from the ground, it shows explosiveness, and it's just like a full body lift. It's just a great lift for just any day of workout. You can do an upper body day, you can do a lower body day, and it just gives you some explosiveness for the lift. And I think the weight room was really one of the key factors for my career. Like I've been always loved working out and loved getting stronger, but my sophomore year, I just fell in love with my body and like fell in love with trying to mold my body to be like ripped up, and I lost like 4% body fat all in one summer. I think I lost like a lot of, I mean, I came back, I want to say like 300 pounds, and I came back like 290 and just cut up. And I think last year I had one of the best body transformations on the team. I think just losing some good weight and see my six pack, see abs. You usually don't see abs on the 290-pound man, but I think I could definitely see my abs in that picture. And I think the weight room, just falling in love in there and just being able to just get that grind in and get that extra work. I think that's probably one of the biggest parts of my career, and I think that's what set me forth in front of a lot of my peers.
Yeah, and I mean, it's definitely helped, mold you into this really all-around defensive lineman that we can kind of shift around in almost any scheme, any position there. So I mean, definitely really helping you. Again, part of that, whole process of really getting your game to that next level. A lot of that comes also from film study. So talk to me about you in the film room, maybe how that has developed over the years, and even an example perhaps at how that has really played out in the game.
I love watching film. It gives me the huge advantage on team, like especially coming from offensive line. Like I can see things from a mile away. Like I can tell when the center's pulling. That's probably the easiest thing. Seeing when the center or guard's pulling. I think that's probably one of the biggest things of watching film and knowing backfield sets, knowing when you can feel pass and what they're going to do in certain situations, seeing tendencies from the offensive line, stuff like that. So watching film was a big thing over my career. I would do it every night, every day after practice. Like this year, I think I definitely watch film every single day after practice, especially on like from Wednesday to Saturday. Those are the days we're really locking in. We try to get some corrections on Monday and on Tuesday, go over the last week's film, and then Wednesday through Saturday we're locked in with film. I'm really superstitious, so I like to watch the exact same thing, like the exact same kind of film. I watch third, first and second down on Wednesday, third down on Thursday, and then on Friday I kind of like watch a little bit of everything. But I watch the exact same kind of film every single week. Try to watch the exact same plays and try to figure out like exactly what I can, like the scheme that I can get into, the little tips that I can get on the offense so that can help me in the game. I think one of the biggest um, things, the biggest like film helped me this year will probably be the North Dakota State game. Like if you go back and watch the film, you can literally just watch me just shooting up the field, like seeing the center pulling. Like I can tell the center's pulling a little bit. I'm just shooting straight up to the gap. I missed a couple of those plays. I think I made one like coming down towards the end zone, but from the right. But I think I missed one, and it was so fast. I came through. Almost tackled the outside zone for like a loss of 5. Like once he caught the ball, but I missed it. But the watching film is definitely a big what's it called, help from me.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's helped you do some great things. I mean, just kind of thinking about like the spring season. I mean, you were named co-defensive player of your conference, and then again this season, being named All-American yet again, by several people, Hero Sports, and Athlon and Stats and all these people basically giving you that uh, you know, that accomplishment there, that award. What do you feel has been your, I guess, I don't know, biggest moment or biggest highlight of your career? Has there been maybe a game or a play that really sticks out?
I got a couple of them, but one of the biggest ones that like just jumps off my mind right once you ask me that question, probably be my junior year Stony Brook game, first play of the game. We kind of run like this kind of technique when we run against power. When you see the guard pull, we kind of like wash the center one way and pull around, kind of like following the guard. And I did that on the first play. Ran right into the running back and stripped the ball from him first play of the game. Got the ball back like the 25-yard line. Got our offense and the touchdown. And that was a close game. We I think we went to overtime that game. So those little plays like that, they make a big difference in games like that. And I think that's probably one of the most memorable plays of my career. And then like game wise, I would say um, just those games where you feel like you're in a zone, like you feel like nobody can stop you right now. Say like Elon game from last year, Villanova game from this year, and a couple more games. But um, definitely that Stony Brook play, that forced fumble will probably be one of my most memorable. And then I think of maybe the Montana game too. Like Montana game, I felt like I was in the zone. I had a really good cross chop to get a big sack that game. that was a good game too.
Awesome. Well, I mean, definitely some great moments there. So, I mean, if people want to turn on the tape, I mean, obviously you're making plays all over the place. Again, just a great career overall for you there at JMU, which is one of the reasons why, once again, like we felt it necessary to extend an invite to get you to come down to Orlando for the Hula Bowl. So, again, definitely looking forward to that. I do want to ask you maybe a couple more questions, if you don't mind. Obviously you've been at it for quite a while playing this game. I mean, growing up in Richmond, kind of staying in that general area. If you had the opportunity maybe to, maybe talk to that younger self, maybe give him some pointers or some advice. What would you tell him to help him through his collegiate journey?
It would definitely be investing in your body. I think throughout my whole collegiate, I think my body has been pretty standard. Like I've had the regular growth of a college athlete, but I think if I just invested into my body, like how like you see the NFL guys do it, how they're like always on a strict diet, always getting their body right, making sure all season long, all year long, that their body's right. Not taking those breaks with your body and keeping your body in shape the whole year so that you're just like a well-oiled machine. I think that would be the biggest tip to my younger self, and definitely just like never taking plays off, just going all out every single play. I mean, I do that now, but I think just like going out every single play and just playing like your hair's on fire, just doing that. I think that's probably one of my biggest tips to my younger self growing up playing football.
Sure. So playing with your hair on fire,
Yeah.
definitely a fun little image there to think about. Again, a lot of people that have maybe poured into you over the years, a lot of great coaches. Is there maybe one lesson that still sticks with you today that someone has instilled upon you? I mean, maybe from your high school days or there at JMU. Like, what's the best lesson you ever learned?
Going to high school, I've been around the winning culture basically my whole football career. I can't really remember having a losing season. But in high school, I went to a state championship high school down the road, Highland Springs High School. Won like I think 4 or 5 back-to-back state championships. I can't remember, but I was a part of 2 of them. And my high school coach just like he was really a father figure for like a lot of our teams. Like I have my father, a lot of our players, but I have my father in my life. I have both of my parents in my life. They're definitely my motivator factors, and my siblings too. So they motivate me. But I think one day my high school coach just told me about like I wasn't big into getting work at the practice or like doing. I just was more talented than everybody's around me. But he just told me one day like it's the work that everybody doesn't see that makes you a lot better than everybody else. And ever since that day, I think I've just been getting after it after practice, getting after it in the film room, getting after it everywhere on and off the field, just to try to be the best person I could be. Because you're really like in football, you're not just competing against your team. I mean, the other teams, like the other teams that you're playing against, you're kind of competing against your teammates in a way too, because everybody wants to get on the field. Everybody wants to be the guy. So I think he just when he told me that time one day, like you got to compete against your teammates, yourself. You got to compete against. You really compete against everybody. So you just got to go hard every single day. I think that was probably one of the biggest motivating factors in my football career. I think.
Awesome, awesome. Let's also get a chance to meet who Mike Greene is, maybe outside the game of football. So, anything maybe that you want to share about yourself? Hobbies, interests, talents, something fun, maybe something not everybody knows. Can you give us a little something there?
Um, Definitely. You probably can't tell off my Instagram. Well, definitely not off my Twitter because I really don't post like pictures on there a lot. But off my Instagram, you can kind of tell like I'm kind of into like streetwear, fashion, like clothing. I've been collecting shoes since I was 12 years old. Like as long as I can remember, like camping out. Like when back in the days when the people used to go outside 2 o'clock in the morning and sit out there and camp out for shoes. I was doing that before middle school. But I think like one of my biggest hobbies ever since I was 12 was like collecting shoes, collecting clothes, being in on the fashion trends and trying to be trendy, I guess. But I think that's one of my biggest hobbies, and hopefully I could take. Oh, definitely, I'm going to take that into the NFL. Hopefully, start businesses, start brands, start building and networking with other people, so that I can get into the fashion world, hopefully, and make my own brand one day.
Sweet. So what's that one thing that you've collected that you're most proud of?
Um, as of recently, I think probably be like it's this Air Max called the Witherspoon Air Max. Sean Witherspoon is he owns a store called Round Two, which started in Richmond, Virginia, and now it's just huge. Got a store out in LA, and like he's like one of the biggest sneaker moguls of like shoot the streetwear. But like he made his own shoe like I think 2 years ago, and I was able to get it. And I don't know Sean Witherspoon personally, but I went to one of the first stores, and I've been going around too since until they closed down because after the pandemic. But having that shoe, it was kind of like special to me because like that was kind of like the start of my love for shoes. And he made the shoe, and it's kind of like it was the best shoe of 2019 or whatever year it came out. But just having that shoe, and I think that's one of my most prized possessions right now.
Sweet, sweet. So, uh, well, I mean, I think we've really come to the end of our time here. So it's been a lot of fun getting to know you, and your story. I mean, obviously a kid out of Richmond had a wonderful, successful career there at JMU. Really looking forward to having you, at the Hula Bowl. But very lastly, I want you to take a moment, kind of look at that camera, address a whole lot of scouts that maybe have already been to your games, have watched you, and talk directly to them and tell them maybe why they should take a chance on you, draft you, sign you, and bring you into their franchise. So go ahead and hit them with your pitch.
I just want to tell all the scouts if anyone's watching that you're gonna get a guy that works hard every single day. Gonna go watch film, go get extra work out to practice, go do everything to possibly put myself in the best position and go make the team better and do whatever I can for the team and get us to a Super Bowl, hopefully. And I'm just a guy that's just gonna just work my ass off. If I can say that on here. And you're gonna get a guy that can play all across the defensive line, play nose, play three tech, play and make plays, and just be a spark for any defense, be disruptive, and just cause havoc in the backfield. If you want a guy like that, then you should draft me.
Yeah, I mean, again, like we felt that you're that kind of guy. It's part of the reason why we're really excited to have you at our event. Looking forward to that. Once again, Hula Bowl being January 15th. I guess I'll see you in a couple weeks, or a little less than that, really, at this point. But the game again, January 15th. People watching can purchase tickets on TicketMaster.com. Once again, this interview was sponsored by Carl Black Orlando and their dealership. Definitely check them out there in Orlando. Thank you so much for this interview, Mike, and I wish you best of
Thank
luck.
you. Thank you.